of all, we're in July. But I'll still tell you what I was up to in May. I love May because May is the month of mothers. That's when we have Mother's Day. That's the day, that's the month. I feel like every month in there has something really special for me. And so celebrating Mother's Day is always like a thing for me. And I'm constantly doing things like speaking engagements. But this May, I want to share with you 3-4 things that I did that I think you would really love. So come and follow me on this journey of what I did in May. First up, I have a Mother's Day shoot planned out that is coming. This Mother's Day shoot is courtesy of Peponi this word though, Peponi Couture. Aww, Sarah, this looks nice. This looks so pretty. Well done. Isn't this cute? So Sarah and Monica from Ipigogo are friends. It's going to be Sarah who will be dressing me for Mother's Day. Last year I did a really interesting one I did a shoot with Ipigogo House of Fashion. That was amazing. I was wearing like this blue ball gown and they had cinched in my waist in places I had never seen. I'll share the picture. So this year, actually Peponi Couture, she's such an amazing girl. She actually approached Monica and said, I know Manuela is your girl, but can I dress her up for Mother's Day? And so it was such an honor. Okay, so what's this? This is a kitchen. Okay.
Bathroom,
and then this is a triangle.
yes.
If I used to be a dancer, can you imagine? Then life happened. But I think I can go back to dancing. Now I only dance for Jesus. I don't dance for other things now. I don't dance for other people, only for Jesus. But I want to always dance only for Jesus. Okay, I'm with Mulondo. This one reminds me of Watoto Church, when I dance with the children, Watoto kids. You know the concept of mirror rating? So the concept of mirror rating is that you put a mirror before you and then you kind of reenact what you're going to do. Like, so you're going to do a speech, you're going to do a dance, you're going to sing, you mirror rate. So you imagine you're going to do the thing and you do it in front of a mirror. So you dress up and then you come and mirror rate. So I remember my first instances of mirror rating were like, I think I was in P3 was my first experience mirror rating. I was getting ready to stand for prefectship. I was going to be a prefect. Let me go. I worked for.
I don't have insurance.
Lol. Okay.
Insurance.
Gentlemen, you have to get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Bye-bye. I think I love it. I think I like the plant that I've become. And I love black, so it kind of looks like I'm wearing just plant. And yet I'm fully covered, which is I think nice. Yeah, so that thing of the hair, I don't know, I think it might be useful for us to add in so that there's some more drama color to the dress. That's what I think, but I'll leave that to you.
Color, no problem.
I see brown, I see the brown hues, the rustic feel.
Yeah, the concept of the brown, you know, when the pictures are taken, it gives you that nude effect. No belanga, okay, you're still naked, nayat also, so that we get that naked feel.
Why does she want me to be naked? Wants me to be naked.
Auntie Gwemlembe.
Why? Jesus, look at me. I want to have a conversation with this your daughter.
Because she's sinning. Because your daughter is sinning. Yeah?
She wants me to be naked. Like in the Garden of Eden. But the nakedness of a mother. That's what it is really.
Yes, exactly.
Sarah had gotten my measurements from Monica. The dress looks beautiful. It's a very beautiful dress. I just don't feel like it's my dress. When I wear a dress, I'm waiting for the Holy Spirit to speak to me. So I've actually spoken to Sarah. I'm not the kind to keep quiet. I've spoken to her. I've told her the way the dress is fashioned, it's kind of supposed to give an illusion of nakedness. Kind of like, I feel like kind of like in the Garden of Eden, you know, like the silhouette of it and what the background would look like. It would look like I'm kind of naked, but then clothed like in the black or something like that. That was where she was going with it. But it wasn't coming. So I did tell her the thing I love about her, she's actually a pastor's wife. I asked her to pray. To pray about it. I would pray about it. And let's see what happens. So fingers crossed. Oh my God, guys, that dress is so stunning. Oh my God. Oh my God, look at that. Like, it's so beautiful. Oh, guys. I love the butterfly effect. It's such a beautiful message to moms. The strength of moms, the things moms go through. Moms go through, we go through the stages that a butterfly goes through. Like you go from the egg when you've just given birth, and then you go through that whole caterpillar phase. You don't know who you are. Your body has been taken over. Your life has been taken over. But then children change you, change something inside you. And then the butterfly comes. Like I personally feel like I'm in my butterfly era. Honestly, I really feel like I like the Manuela that I was before my babies, but I love the Manuela that has been changed by my babies. This Mother's Day shoot was actually a big collaboration. It was bigger than just Manuela P. Mulondo and Peponi Couture. It actually became a bigger collabo to include Zuri Luxury for my hair, Cider Beauty for my face beads, Sami Duswata was for pictures, and John Levis was for videography. So I had a good time. Until next year's Mother's Day. The Baby and Kids Expo actually is being done by Kiana Events, by a sweet acquaintance that I have. She's becoming a friend, Joeria. The Cradle is partnering with with them, with Kiara Events, to bring to us the Baby and Kids Expo. So I'm really excited. It's been 3 days of the expo, but I do have a speaking engagement. So today I'm going in for that speaking engagement. I'm excited because this is like the first event that the Cradle has sponsored. I never ever knew there would be ever be a time that the Cradle would be sponsoring events. Like, even after our logo was there. that, like I went to bed like, well done, girl, well done. So yeah, so pretty happy that the Cradle was able to be a sponsor.
Can you help someone else when you're feeling bad about yourself? How come they say love will heal everything when it hurts like hell? Can you travel the world when you don't know your way?
When I met Caleb, he was not 4 years old, he was 6 years old. Caleb was talking. And when I said talking, he had more words than my children who I had left at home, who had lived in Kampala, who had been watching TV. He had way more words. I sat down the parents and I said, what did you do? How is it that your children are talking? When they would ask Caleb, why are you doing this? Caleb would answer. He would express himself. And yet mine, when I ask them, why are you doing this? They just stop. Immediately. Because for us, the question why means you're doing something wrong. And yet why makes a child ask questions, makes them think. We are there admiring the world out there. China is creating this. Abazungu chebekola, it's because they ask the question why, and then they look for the answer. So the next time you find your child jumping on top of that chair, when you say why, it's not about them for them to sit down immediately. The question is, why are you jumping on the chair? You'll find that in your child's head, it is a trampoline. And that is your opportunity to tell your child, no, this is a chair where we sit down, and if you really want to bounce, you need to go outside and bounce from outside. The next time you find them climbing your windows, you say, but why are you climbing the windows? You don't say, why are you climbing the windows so that they stop climbing the windows. You want to find out what is happening in their minds. Because for you, you're seeing them climbing a window. For your child, they are climbing a mountain.
Would you say it's also for the parent to explain? You're telling it to stop I'm not yet even going there. Because your question was on curiosity. If we were taught discipline, then I would go in that area. But here you want to find out what is going on in your child's brain. So they'll tell you they're climbing a mountain. Do you know there are some of you, many of you here, many of us, there were things that we were supposed to do in this life. Maybe we're supposed to be mountain climbers, the biggest mountain climbers. But because every time we were climbing, we were told to come down, we fear climbing mountains.
Yes.
Every time they saw us playing with water, maybe some of us would be brilliant swimmers. Maybe some of us would be really fast runners, Usain Bolt. Maybe would be wonderful footballers. But because they saw you kicking a cup, and beat you for kicking a cup, you're not the footballer that you're meant to be. But they should have asked, but why are you kicking that cup? So that he says, no, I wanted to score a goal. Then that's when you tell him, if you want to score a goal, here is a ball. Get the ball, go outside and kick the ball.
So still give them the opportunity.
You do give them the opportunity, but you can't give them the opportunity if you don't know what was happening in their mind when they were doing that thing. So for me, that is how we develop curiosity in our children's minds. So while the expo went amazingly well, I think that we could have even been more. So I want to encourage you, if you sell products, sell services, the expo, the Baby and Kids Expo, is a place that you want to be next year. The Cradle will be sponsoring again. But that said, it would be so nice if you would come. This must be my month of meeting like the most important people in this country, because why now? Honorable Balam Barugahara. Did I get that right? Yeah. The newest minister, one of the newest ministers, who is actually our minister in the early childhood sector. Long story there. I think there's a fight between Ministry of Gender and the Ministry of Education. Which one takes the early childhood sector? Yeah, there's a big fight there, but maybe one day we shall sit in one of the ministries. But as of now, if you're in the early childhood sector, right now you're in the Ministry of Education. We're trying to get out and go back to gender. At least for 0 to 3, we should be in gender, but somehow right now we're still all under the Ministry of Education. Yeah, so it was nice engaging, talking with him. I've gotten some really good contacts. There's one in particular I want to tell you guys about soon, Uriel Dental. Just wait, it's coming. Done my makeup. I did it at Tina Brows, and then now we're on our way to this event. This event is called Switch. It's about teenagers, and they've asked me to share my story and the lessons I've learned growing or since I was their age, and so I'm going to share that today. I'm excited. I like talking to teenagers. Yeah, I like talking to teenagers, and so I can't wait to do this. So let's go, guys. Let's go. Mom was going through a lot, and she really didn't have all the time. I mean, she was our mom and our dad at the same time for long months of the year, and so she didn't have a lot of time to spend with us. But one thing I thank God for my mom for was that she put us in places where we by default had to be in the right spaces. Let me explain. Like, she would take us to church and make sure that we're in church, so that every proggy that we ever got took us to spaces where there were people that were in church, if that makes sense. So she took us to places where the spaces we would be exposed to after would be good spaces for us. So I was invited by the Vine Entertainment Group to speak to youth at the Switch event, the MTN Switch event. And I had to go. I had to go because it reminded me of that time that I went to these events as a church girl. I went to these events, and it was at these events that I picked so much inspiration and so much direction. Even when I didn't know the people, didn't have a relationship with them or things like that. So every time I get an opportunity to speak to children or youth, especially in school, if I have that time, if I have no engagement, that's a place I would go. Like, I would go to a secondary school, I would go to a church gathering to speak to the youth. That I would do because I know what it did for me. And so it was such a nice thing to, and you know what? They just told me, share your story. Don't talk about anything else except sharing your story. Because the proprietors of Vine Entertainment Group, Ronnie Habasa, knows my story, knows my home, knows my people. He knows my things. He's the one he asked, he just said, no, tell your story. Because he knew me at the time that I was as young as the kids that were coming in. And he knew my brothers. We were all selling juice on the street at that time. So I think he just kind of wanted to show them that for many of them, their lives are better off than many people out there, including myself. So he wanted to tell them that they can make it, especially because God has given them certain privileges that are higher than the people that have gone before them. So they have people to look up to and see a story that has started off not really well. I mean, we were juice hawkers, and that is ending really well. So I think that's what he wanted to do. So sharing my life story was interesting. However, I'm finding that I'm getting forgetful of the bad times. Like, what? So, me and myself, I have actually gone and spoken with my mom and said, Mom, you need to write a book sharing what we went through. Let me know if that's something that you think you would buy. Because from my mother's point of view, my brother's point of view, I want us to write a book about what we went through. I think it would be a very nice read, just being able to see our lives through that lens. Yeah. And maybe that's something they would then read, so that in case I forget anything, at least it's in the book. But God really does wash away your pain. Like, I was sharing my story, and the whole time I was like, wait, then what happened again? And I couldn't remember. God really does wash pain away. He really does.
After here, go into Google and read all the statistics about your age group and make a conscious decision that you would not be the statistic of your age group. Even after COVID, they were talking about how many young girls, how many boys were getting girls pregnant. Decide that you would be different.
I was telling him about your music, and I was dancing to it. He's tired of it in the car. I'm constantly listening to your music.
We're still listening to the music.
We are not stopping.
Yeah, not stopping.
And I wish you could stay. And your songs, they are in yours. It's not there. Well done.
Thank you.
Alex, see you. Bye-bye. To my next vlog. Thank you so much for watching this one. Bye-bye.